But rule number one, never get a Harley. Nah, I'm just playing, guys.
Yeah, start it off right, boys. Oh, yeah, bud. Send it. Yeah.
You really have to understand the kind of person that you are to determine whether you want a sport bike or a supermoto. Are you someone with self-control? Can you get on an R6 and keep it under 10,000 RPMs for the first month while you're learning to ride it, and then gradually work your way up to those higher RPMs to see how they respond? Or are you somebody that's just going to hop on and you're going to be pinning this thing and topping it out, you know? When I bought my Ninja 650, great bike. I loved it, right? To be honest, I think it was a little too slow for me. I topped that thing out within the first week of having it at like 120, and I was bored of it, you know? I didn't have the self-control. I wasn't self-aware enough to say, hey, I shouldn't be doing this. I went out and I was like, let's see what this thing's got, and I'm doing 120 miles an hour. By God's grace, I was okay, but that's not the story for everybody. So in that situation, it would have been better for me to have been on a supermoto, especially having the dirt experience that I had, transition to the street on a style bike that I'm familiar with. Yeah, baby. Transition on the style bike that I'm familiar with, learn how the street is, learn being around cars, you know what I mean? It's just an easier process to learn the roads and everything on a supermoto, in my opinion, than it is on a sport bike. Because on sport bikes, especially if you go too high, like if you're at a slower one, you're on a 300, you know, this topic is a little different because you're going to be at a similar CC, you know, but I just don't think you'd get as bored on a supermoto as you would on a 300cc sport bike. They have all these rider modes and rider aids for you today, which I'm personally not a fan of, but I already kind of know how to handle motorcycles. If you're a new rider, they're great for new riders. So you can handle it on a sport bike. I would kind of compare this similarly to what I would say about the dirt bike compared to the supermoto. And that video, if you guys want to watch that one too, check it out up here. You know, as I've described with that, like I said, the ease, the comfortability of this thing, and just the fun I have, because you could just go out and chill and enjoy a nice chill ride. And supermotos and for wheelies, you know, I mean, this thing is a wheelie machine. These things, they're monsters. If that's what you want to get into, you want to get into wheelies, you could get a stunt bike, but I'm telling you, supermotos are way easier to learn on and way easier to wheelie on in general. So you want something that's more relaxed and just enjoy the day. Like I said for the dirt bike video, that's the supermoto. Comparatively, the sport bike, right? You're on a sport bike, it is a completely different ride. It's a much more intense ride. And not to say that doesn't make it rewarding. Like I said, if speed is your thing and you want speed, a sport bike is going to be much better suited for you. That's just the reality of it. You're going to be much better suited for riding at faster speeds, especially, like I said, if you guys are going to be riding highways, you're going to want a sport bike. You know, there are some supermotos that can handle it, but at that point, I would get the sport bike. And it just depends on the style that you want. Like I said, I think people should experience both, because I think both styles of bikes are great. However, that's not the reality of everybody's financial being. That's not the reality for most people financially. So I would say, to kind of sum it up, if you're looking to get into a motorcycle in general, if you want a more leisurely ride, you're going to be going a little bit slower on back roads. You don't live in a super populated area, or even if you do, actually, that's another point before I finish, is if you live in a city, oh my gosh, supermoto is going to be so much better, because it's so much easier to split traffic. You can ride through, it's not going to overheat as easily. Sport bikes, you know, you got to be moving to keep them cool, because they're race bikes. You're going through city traffic, man, on a sport bike. You're not going to be able to cut through as easily as you are on a supermoto. And you're going to need room to be able to split and stuff, you know? So if you're in a city area, I would absolutely recommend a supermoto over a sport bike. Unless you're taking a highway into a city every day, then that's kind of where, you know, maybe that's that higher end supermoto that can handle the higher highway speeds, or might be a little bit better for you. But yeah, so basically, guys, to sum it up, sport bike is more intense, high speed. If you have good self-control and you're looking for that intense sound and the aggressiveness of it, if that's the style of riding that you want to have, then that's what I would suggest for you. However, going back the other way, if you wanted to have a more lax ride, you want to just get out and chill, you don't really want to think about what's going on, you want to just enjoy a ride, You want to just enjoy a ride without going crazy. You're going to be riding on back roads, going more slow and hanging out. You like wheelies, you want to just be wheeling and you know, doing rolling burnouts and donuts and stuff. I think a Supermoto is just the better suited style for that. Neither one is better than the other, but they are suited for different things, and that is the point of this video, is that no matter which one you choose, I think you will be happy. You just have to be conscientious of what you want out of a motorcycle to decide what's right for you. But rule number one, never get a Harley. Nah, I'm just playing, guys. If you guys like this video, let me know by hitting the like button. Let me know down in the comments below whether you have a Supermoto, a sport bike, which one you want, what you're looking to get. And let me know what you guys think. So hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.